All right, YouTube, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. It is December 26th. We got 7 games on the NBA slate that we're going to jump into today. And I say today, I might get tripped up because currently it's still Christmas night, late Christmas night, but that at the time of recording, it's Christmas night. As you guys are watching this, I'm actually going to be on a plane heading over to the West Coast very early in the morning. So yeah, we're jumping ahead of things here and getting this video out to you guys. I'll be traveling for the entire week, so hopefully we can get videos out, but yeah, we'll keep you guys updated. Make sure to keep an eye on the community tab on the channel so you know if we're missing any days or anything like that, but we're gonna do our best to get the videos out. But I did want to preface this video by saying I am recording the night before, and FYI, we'll be traveling from the 26th to the 30th. But yeah, we got 7 games to jump into on the NBA slate. We end up going 1-1 in our personal plays last night. The Celtics, they cashed for us, but the Lakers, we had them 8.5, right? Plus 8.5. They lose the damn game by 9 points. So we were that close to a sweep of a night because our ride of the day also came in clutch here. Andre with the Knicks and Philly game going over 217. That did indeed cash. So shout out to Andre there, guys. If you want to be the ride of the day, all you got to use is hashtag ride of the day in the comments. Use the hashtag. That's what I'm looking for, guys. Use the hashtag ride of the day in the comments and give me an absolute lock, and I'll be jumping on board with one person in the comments, and you guys get a shout out, win or loss, in the next video. And before we get into the picks, one last thing I do want to talk to you guys about DG Fantasy. Guys, head over, use that link in the description. If you play on Prize Picks, you know, player props and everything like that, if you're over on Prize Picks, you need to check out the Prize Picks optimizer. They have it for all sports, mainly NBA and NFL, as of those being the bigger sports going on as of right now. But make sure to check out the optimizer, guys. It's Prize Picks made simple. They compare Prize Picks lines to sportsbooks lines. Then you also get to see all the popular sportsbooks odds over there as well, so you know what the sportsbooks are favoring heading into the matchup. But make sure to use that link in the description, guys. You get $5 off your first purchase over there on the optimizer, so make sure to go check that out. I'm using that every single day for my Prize Picks plays, if I'm being honest. But let's go ahead and jump right into these games here, guys. We're starting off with Brooklyn taking on Cleveland here. Cleveland 2-point favorites at home. Total is 220.5 right now. Cleveland 22-12 straight up, 18-14-2 against the spread. Brooklyn honestly have a pretty good record, 21-12. Their against the spread record is also positive here, 17-16 on the road in their last 10 games here. This Brooklyn team's been killing it, 4-0 straight up and 3-1 against the spread. Cleveland's been on a little bit of a slide when it comes to against the spread at home. They're 4-4 in their last 8 here. In terms of injuries, no injuries really to note for this entire game. Joe Harris downgraded to out if you care about that, but nothing much on the Cleveland side of things. This Brooklyn team is on fire. They've won 9 of their last 10 games here. Cleveland 7-3 in their last 10. You got two teams going at it here. So I'd love to sit there and be like, you know what? We're gonna lean blank. I think my slight lean would be Brooklyn getting points, but I don't think that becomes a final play, guys. I don't know if I said that to start the video because we're giving travel updates, but I'm going to go through each and every game. We're going to give our leans. We'll talk about the game. My final plays, what I'm actually going to be rolling with, will be in the pinned comment. So not everything we say in the video is going to be a final play, but one thing that has a very strong chance of being a final player is going to be the over in this game, over 220.5. Now, both these teams have the potential to play good defense, but I'm trusting the offenses here. In their last few games here, Brooklyn 118, 143, 124, 119, 112, 136. Cleveland 107, 114, 122, 118, 116. These two teams have the ability to go off at any given moment. I'm trusting the offenses here. Over 220.5 is probably my favorite play in this game. Moving on to the Pistons, 5-point dogs at home, total 222 as they host the Clippers. Clippers 17-17 against the spread. The Pistons 15-17-3 against the spread here. These two teams played late November, and LA only won by 5 points, so they would have covered, or this game would have been a push, but LA was 10.5-point favorites heading into that game. John Wall's upgraded to probable. No Kawhi Leonard here for Detroit. Livers still out, and Cade Cunningham, as we know, out for season. They've lost 5 straight games. They've lost 8 of their last 10 games here. So I'm going to go ahead and lean the Clippers minus the 5 points. I think that's totally doable. If anything on the total, I would lean the under. I don't think that becomes a final play, but I do like the Clippers minus the points here for sure. Moving on, we got the Heat 4.5-point favorites at home. Total is 223.5. They are hosting the Timberwolves here. Both these teams sitting at 16 and 17 on the season. They did play already this season. Minnesota won by 4 points there. 8.5-point underdogs. They did not cover here. That was the only time they've played this season. In their last 5 games, Miami has been struggling, or the last 10 actually, they've been struggling. They've also been struggling in their last 5, but in their last 10, they're 2-7-1 against the spread, and at home, they're 0-5 against the spread. Now, Minnesota isn't really a team that I want to bank on right now, but I'm kind of fading Miami as it stands right now, so I'm going to slight lean towards Minnesota. Looks like D'Angelo Russell and Rudy Gobert are not on the injury report as of right now, which they've been kind of on and off in the last week or so. Obviously, still no Karl-Anthony Towns, but Miami, Jimmy Butler left last game. He's been on the injury report like every single night. He's questionable. Haslam's questionable. Dedmon's out. Bam Adebayo's questionable. Caleb Martin questionable. Gabe Vincent questionable. Everyone and their grandmother and ex-girlfriend are questionable on Miami, so I'm going to lean Minnesota here plus the points on the road. In terms of a total here, I also like the under, so I think that we could see some unders day after Christmas here. All right, we got the Rockets traveling to Chicago here. Chicago 8-point favorites at home. Total 227 in their last 10 games. I'm going to give the Rockets a little bit of credit against the spread. Now, they're not playing great. Do not get me wrong, but 4-3-1 on at home against the spread in their last 7 there. But overall, 4-5-1 against the spread. They are on the road tonight, so take that for what it's worth. But at home, Chicago is 1-3 against the spread in their last 4 games here. Chicago's been a better road against the spread team as of late than they have been a home team here. Alex Caruso, Derrick Jones Jr. both out tonight. Houston coming off of a cover against Dallas. I don't see any reason why they can't keep this game to 8 points. I'm going to actually be crazy here. Sound the psycho alarm. We're going to lean Houston plus the 8 points. And I'm also taking a peek at the under. Yeah, we're just hammering unders today, I guess. All right, moving on. Pelicans 6.5-point favorites at home as they host the Pacers here. Pacers 19-14 against the spread this year. Pelicans 17-15 against the spread. These two teams played earlier in November, and Indiana got the win. They were 5-point underdogs, and they won the game outright, 129-122. In their last 10 games, they're 6-4 against the spread, and they're 4-1 against the spread on the road, which you do like to see. And then you see a New Orleans team who's also playing well against the spread at home, 4-2 against the spread in their last 6 at home, but they're only 5-5 against the spread overall here. Indiana, I just feels a little bit hotter here. The Pelicans gonna be without Zion's questionable, gonna be without Brandon Ingram, and Larry Nance Jr. is also questionable. I'm gonna go ahead and roll with the underdogs here. I think that 6.5 points is a lot to give Indiana. Do I think that Indiana should be underdogs in this game? Yeah, I'm going to agree with the placement of the line, but the number of the line, I'm actually going to go ahead and say that, I keep saying go ahead, but I am going to go ahead and say this should probably only be a 3.5-point spread, 4-point spread, something like that. So I'll take the extra points. At least that's how my dumb brain works here. So we're going to lean Indiana. I'm also going to look at the over. San Antonio, 5.5-point dogs at home. Total sitting at 236. I immediately jump and look at that under. I don't trust the San Antonio team. Now, can they let up a bunch of points? We've seen that as of late, but they can also go out and score 95, 99 points on any given night. This Utah defense seems like it clicks some nights, so we're betting on that when it comes to the under, but 5.5 points seems like it is well within Utah's range of possibilities in terms of winning this game by, so I'm going to go ahead and lean Utah minus 5.5. I feel like I said I'm going to go ahead and blank a million times this video. That's like I guess the word of the day or something like that, because I keep saying it as if I have this grand reveal. Like, I'm going to go ahead and guess what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead on a limb and lean the favorite in this game, but I am Utah minus the points here. And again, the under peaks at me a little bit. All right, Portland 6-point favorites at home. Total is 238. They're hosting the Charlotte Hornets, who have been pretty abysmal, 9-24 this season. Their against the spread record's a little bit better, 15-17-1, but Portland 20-13 against the spread this season. Now, 6 points is a decent amount to give, but they won this matchup by 10 points last time out of the beginning of November. Portland's 4-0 in their last 4 games against the spread at home. So I think that, this Portland team has what it takes to blow out the Charlotte team. I'm not taking anything away from that. But for whatever reason, I'm feeling like this Charlotte team says, you know what? We've covered 3 of our last 4 games. We're 4-2 against the spread in our last 6. We're doing it. We'll drop another psycho alert there. Psycho alert, alarm, whatever we want to call it. Charlotte plus 6 to me is seemingly the play here. I also don't hate the over, even though it's such a high number. I don't think we pulled the trigger on that, but such a high number, we might, you know, also lean that way. But yeah, Charlotte, to me, you know, they're not playing. I don't want to say they're playing better basketball, but they covered against Denver, Sacramento, barely didn't cover against the Clippers, right? Or it was the Lakers. I'm mad that game flipped. And then the Lakers, they end up winning outright, and they were 2.5-point dogs. So I think that Charlotte has what it takes to keep this game close. They clearly can play on the road as of right now. So I'm gonna lean that way. But guys, that is all I have for you guys today. Again, make sure to check out the links in the description. We're trying to get these videos out consistently to you guys, but we are on the road and traveling, so hopefully you guys can appreciate that. Make sure to check me out over on TikTok and Twitter as well. Twitter on the screen right now. TikTok is Ev Singleton. We're posting our prize picks plays over there. But we'll catch you guys in the next video. All right, peace out.